Hey, what's going on, friends and family? This is Princeton Brown with Sonic Gold Productions, and today I'm super excited to dive into this mix I have here. This is a pop song by one of my hometown up-and-coming artists. Her name is Hawthorne Oachs. This song reminds me a lot of kind of like a Taylor Swift vibe. I love working on records like this because it's different from a lot of the records that I do work on primarily. So it's really cool to show you this. So today we're going to be diving into the full mix. So I'm going to be showing you the full session of how I mix this song. In this track we have live drums, we have live bass, keys, we have vocals, we have a very lush background vocal section that's going on in the song. A lot of different pop elements driving this track, and I just want to give you a deep dive into how I go about mixing pop music in general. So if you're someone that's looking to see how to take a pop mix from beginning to scratch, this is the full mix for you here. But before I dive in, I just wanted to give back and give you guys a free gift for watching. I'm grateful for everyone who is tuning in, asking questions, and I'm here to help you guys as much as I can along with your mixing journey. So I have a free gift for you. It's called 6 Mix Finalizers. It's a mini course available on my website where you can go take it today, download it. Link is in the description below. It's gonna help you understand how to finalize your mixes in whatever stage that they're at. It's gonna give you 6 crucial things that I don't see talked about enough on YouTube, that when you do these processes, you're gonna know exactly that your mix is complete and it's better than how it sounded before. You'll feel more confident with your mixes. And this is something that I use often when I'm mixing my tracks. So I just wanted to give you guys that resource as a gift. It's completely free. Link is in the description below. And without further ado, let's dive into the mix. First thing I like to do is kind of separate the music tracks with the vocals. So here with these blue tracks are all the music tracks. The red is the drums. Purple are the vocal tracks. And I already have all these different vocal tracks being sent to my vocal bus here. So I'll just mute the vocal bus for now, because I just want to hear what the music sounds like, and I just want to kind of get levels together and everything like at a healthy balance. So let's do that first. It's a very interesting, very interesting drum sound. It almost sounds like lo-fi because there's a little bit of distortion happening in the drum sound. So the producer of this track just gave me the drums as a stereo mixdown. So this is basically what we have to work with. But that's totally fine. We'll just start balancing the music tracks first. So here goes from the top of the song. So one thing I like to do, because this is a stereo bass track, usually I like the bass pretty much just going down the center. So I'll just do the low information all the way to the center. That will clean up the sides for this bass track and leave more space and room for other musical instruments and vocals. And I already can tell I'm gonna want this guitar to cut, so I'm gonna just give it a little bit more top end. for this piano track, there's a lot of reverb. We want to be mindful that we don't wash out the vocals or like have it interfere with the bass. So I'm definitely gonna high pass the low end on this piano track and just kind of make sure it's not getting too muddy. Something like that is decent. You know, basically 100 and below is, you know, that's all your low end information. And we don't really need too much low end in the piano. It's more for the mid range. So we'll leave that space available for the bass. All right, let's bring in the drum track now and see how it fits with the sound. Man, I really wonder if that's how they really wanted the drum track to sound. It's kind of interesting. I'm gonna dive into checking out. Let's see if we can play the original mix. Seems so. Let's go to the actual audio files. Let's try and find where the drum is. Just listen to the audio file itself. Interesting. I guess that's how the drum track is, so we'll just work with it. It's not my favorite sound, so. Let's see if we can just kind of filter out kind of the sounds that we do like in this drum track and the ones that we kind of don't. You know, some of that top end stuff could filter, maybe some of the bottom. Let's see. So I'm gonna give it just a little bit more of a contained sound with that filtering. See how that sounds in the track. Since the drums aren't really, I don't really like the drum track that much. I'm accentuating the bass a little bit more. So I'm gonna let the bass kind of drive the song more so than the drums. The bass and the guitar. Let's actually compress this guitar just a bit. I'm just gonna use the R comp, and I believe there is a preset. Let's see. I believe there is just well, they got electric guitar. All right, it's all good. We'll just, you know, do it by here. But basically, I want to make sure this guitar is like really rhythmic and upfront and in your face. So that sound already to me is a little bit more like biting and rhythmic. Let's match the before and after gain. So let's mix that in a little bit. Could also add a little bit more body to this guitar. I'm thinking like in the low mid range. Let's see how that sounds. So I'm just gonna add 2 dB in the low mids just to give it a little bit more body. And just to make this bass sound a little bit more sweet, I'm gonna filter out some of the highs. Kind of like, to me, like when a bass has too much high-end information, it sounds a little cheap. So I definitely want to make sure the bass sounds, expensive and just a little more deep sounding. Usually around 5K or 2K is where I do end up rolling off a lot of highs for bass instruments. So that makes sense why I stopped at 5K. Let's play the musical mix again. So I'm wondering if we can actually make the snare drum kind of pop a little bit more in this mix. I'm gonna go to Smack Attack and I want to try and accentuate the transients in the snare drum, because that's really the only thing I'm liking about this drum track. Personally, I kind of don't like the destroyed EDM sound, so I'm just gonna accentuate the snare drum and see how that sounds. So right there, I just got a little bit more bite out of the snare. So let's hear how that sounds in the mix. Also want to take out a little bit of the mids in the bass to leave more room for the low end and the warmth of the bass. Again, I'm just trying to make this bass sound more expensive and not so thin. That's a little better. Let's hear that in the mix. So definitely one thing that we can do just to give the bass some more oomph and like harmonics is add our trusty R bass plugin for the low end information. So let's see how that sounds. All right, I'm already liking how the bass already has like more low end definition. Let's hear how that sounds in the mix. That sounds pretty cool. One thing I want to try doing is, let's do this. Let's call this drum verb. And I want to add just like a big like drum room sound to this drum track, which I think is gonna help the sound just because, yeah, again, I don't really like the sound of the drums how they are. So I think this is gonna make it more washy, more dreamy. Hopefully that's what the producer was saying he wanted for this track anyway. So let's find a drum verb sound that we can use. And basically I just sent 100% of the volume of this track to my drum verb bus right here. And I'll solo save this. And I'll actually do the output of this to the drums group as well. And we can just play through like different reverb presets here and just see which one we like best. So let's actually go to like a drum room. We got small room, large room. Let's see. Percussion. Let's try gated snare. Kind of interesting. Let's try snare hall. Kind of like that one. It gives me more sense of depth for this part in the record. So let's rock with that. And always, like, one of the best things about having a reverb on a Oachs is being able to affect it with different plugins if you need to. So, and just riding it with the fader. So I really like that. Let's hear how this sounds in the mix. I'm liking the sound. I'm gonna switch to my smaller mid-range speakers just to work on the balance a little bit more. I kind of want to add some more mid-range to this piano so that it complements the guitar a little bit more. Yeah, some of that, like something near 2K. Yeah, I think that's gonna mix good. Let's hear that. Cool. So overall, I like the balance that I'm getting with the music and the drum tracks. And basically all that we've done is a little bit of EQ, a little bit of compression on the guitar. I accentuated the bass a little bit with the R bass plugin. And we set up the drums with a reverb. We also did slight processing on the drums, just enhancing the snare in the drums with the smack attack. And just some simple filtering. So I really like that. Now I'm gonna mute the drums, mute the bass, and I wanna bring back in the vocals and just start to play with where the vocals are sitting. I'm actually gonna mute the background vocals, and let's first work on the lead. Let me see where the lead vocal is. Here's the lead. So we just want to mix the lead in and get like a decent vibe and a sound going.
Red spider lilies crawling up your tombstone. I sit by it in hopes I'm not really alone. I touch the petals and pluck it from the ground. I whisper to it, please don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the ruins with your body, I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom.
So I actually have a lead vocal bus set up here. I automatically kind of do just a little bit of filtering just to get rid of any high end that doesn't sound good in processing. Obviously low end, anything below 70, kind of really don't need a vocal. So let's bring in my vocal chain here, which we are going to completely redo from scratch. I'm just gonna mute everything that I'm not using currently. So I kind of was hearing to put the LA2A in the beginning of the chain, just to kind of tame the vocal dynamic range a little bit. So let's do that.
Red spider lilies crawling up your tombstone. I sit by it in hopes I'm not really alone. I touch the petals and pluck it from the ground. I whisper to it, please, don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom.
That's cool. It almost sounds like she's on like SM7, the way that the body of her voice is being picked up, and like her lips are really tight to the vocal. It sounds that way, which is cool, but we don't want too much low end getting in the vocals, muddying it up. So let's get rid of some.
Red spider lilies crawling up your tombstone. I sit by it in hopes I'm not really alone. I touch the petals and pluck it from the ground. I whisper to it, please, don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lily.
Yeah, I bet you anything this is a SM7. Sounds cool though. So we got the low end kind of out in the vocal. Let's play it again.
Don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me.
So one thing, I use this, like the actual virtual mic, so different than how you're supposed to, but I just like the different sounds that it gives me, even if it's not recorded with the microphone, with the actual Slate ML1 microphone. Like you could record on an SM7 and I'll still flip through these because sometimes they give just a cool tone to a vocal that you just can't get otherwise. So let's find some different settings and see if this is even gonna make sense.
Don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe.
So this emulation kind of, for me, makes her voice feel more forward, a little bit more body and like presence in her voice instead of thin, which I like.
Don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me.
Cool. Let's hear how this sounds in the mix.
Don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs.
So now I think we definitely need to get some EQ going. We just want to give her voice some more clarity and presence. So I'm just gonna grab one of my trusty EQs, SSL kind of EQ. Ooh. And let's play with this EQ now.
Don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lilies tying me down. I pretend that it's a pretty red dress.
Let's hear this in the mix.
Don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your.
So definitely there's some low mids that I kind of need to take out. I'm actually gonna try and do that with just a low frequency curve right here.
Don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat.
So right now, I have 15 decibels of gain reduction at about 250, which is definitely making her voice sound thin, but that is my trigger now to like boost back some of this low frequency to bring back some of that warmth in her voice. So let's do that.
Don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you append.
So let's hear how this sounds in the mix.
Don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind drums with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lilies tie me down. I pretend that it's a pretty red dress. I would be sad, but I have no regrets as I imagine my death.
So that sounds pretty good. I want to tame the S's slightly in her voice. So that's the next thing I'm gonna do. We're gonna do high frequency only. And basically let's just add in some of the mix of this de-esser.
Don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you append.
And one of the reasons why I really love this FGDS is that mix knob. Because sometimes when you de-ess a vocal with like a waves de-esser or anything else really, it just de-esses it too much, and you know, then you back off the threshold. But there's something about like hitting a threshold where you want it and then blending in the dry with the wet, I think really allows you to get the exact de-essing amount that you really want.
Don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind drums with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lilies tie me down.
One thing we can do with her voice, since it's, you know, really fluid and beautiful in that regard, is add some air to her vocal. So basically like 3.5 kilohertz, 14 kilohertz, somewhere there. Just add some high end. It's gonna open up the voice, kind of make it sound more modern.
Don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom.
Cool. I just gave her voice just a little bit more openness and clarity, especially with this type of microphone.
Don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies.
I feel like there's a specific resonance in the low mids that I kind of want to get out of her voice.
Don't let me be found.
Yeah, some of that, just a little bit too muddy for me. So we're just gonna knock out some of that.
Don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as.
So not even 2 dBs, but that should be good. Let's see how that sounds in the mix.
Don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lilies tie me down. I pretend that it's a pretty red dress.
Sounds really good. Let's send her vocal now to my plate reverb that I typically use.
Don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon.
See how this sounds in the mix?
Don't let me be found. The blood is is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body.
So this is the Manny Marroquin reverb. I really do like this reverb for most instances, but I kind of want to make this reverb a little less muddy in a way for this vocal in particular. So I'm gonna take out some of the lows, maybe boost some of the mids on the actual reverb. Let's try it.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me.
Kind of like that sound a little bit better. Let's mix that in.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon.
Now I'm switching to my smaller monitors just to see where the level is in comparison to the music tracks.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lilies tie me down.
So it sounds really good. I'm already knowing one thing I want to do is kind of parallel compress this vocal a bit. So here's my parallel compression send. I'm sending that to my parallel compression auxiliary channel, which is right here. And on that channel, I basically just have a compressor, a de-esser, and just filtering out any unnecessary frequencies. But let's make sure that the compressor is actually acting on the vocal.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you.
So we can see as we blend in this compression with the vocal is gonna sound more and more upfront in the mix.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lilies tie me down. I pretend that it's a pretty red dress. I would be sad, but I have no regrets as I imagine my death next to your grave. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost.
So I really like how the lead vocal is sounding. Let's switch back to the bigger monitors one time.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body.
I love the sound of this so far. I may do some pitch correction coming up next, but the way that I see the mix unfolding moving forward is I have these octave vocals I got to blend in. I'll mix the harmony vocal here, which only happens in one part of the song. And then we have a group of, background vocals here that we need to mix in and here that we need to mix in. And then once we mix in all of these things, I'll go back and listen to the mix as a whole and kind of do some master bus processing and stuff like that. So stay tuned for the next part coming up very, very soon. Peace. So we're back. Now we are going to dive into mixing some background vocals. So I want to start with this bit right here. Solo these and hear how these sound.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom.
So this actually right here, this is a vocal double. So I'm gonna send this to the lead track. Let's see what my lead is. There we go. We're gonna mix this in with the lead on the chorus.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lilies tie me down.
Cool. So let's hear just these little background vocals right here.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me.
Give me 1 sec.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies.
So I'll group these tracks so that I can control their volume together as a group.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon.
So pretty much I just want to hear I'm gonna mute the music for now. I just want to hear the vocal, the lead vocal, and the harmonies together.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom.
Cool. So first thing I'm gonna do is just filter out. It sounds like she's still on that SM7 microphone. So I'm gonna filter out some of the lows.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider.
And I think it would be kind of cool to do a little bit of auto tune with these vocals. Let me find the pitch. Seems like it's D minor. So do D minor. And these are kind of just like pretty standard settings that I end up using. Let's go to usually like legato setting. So let's copy this auto tune across the backgrounds there.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me.
Sounds nice.
The
I almost want it to sound just a little robotic too with these vocals.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with you.
Very pretty. All right, so now I just want to affect them kind of differently than the lead vocal. So I'm gonna send it through one of my favorite vocal chain processing plugins, the JJP vocals from Waves. And let's do the female setting and see how this instantly sounds already.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you.
It's a little bit too much high end on it, so I'm gonna definitely tame that a bit.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me.
Sounds pretty nice.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe.
And my whole point of what I'm trying to do with the backgrounds is just kind of blend them. You don't want them to overpower the lead vocal, of course. You want them to be supportive of that lead vocal. So for example, like there was a lot of high end initially when I put on that plugin. It was making it overpower the sonics of the lead vocal, and we want these backgrounds to support it in the context of the track.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider.
Let's hear this again.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies.
Let's hear the vocals by themselves.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me.
So I think the background vocals definitely just need to come down a little bit in the mix. My favorite way of checking is, of course, on my little mid-range monitors. That kind of tells me what most people are gonna hear. So let's mix on those for a bit.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you own. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider.
same thing. I want to actually add some auto tune to her voice, just kind of locking the pitch a little more. Let's see how that sounds.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lilies bloom. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lilies tie me down. I pretend that it's a pretty red dress. I would be sad, but I have no regrets as I imagine my death.
So I'm just getting overall levels together a little bit more. So this background vocal chunk is decent. Now I want to go to the next group of backgrounds, which is these ones here. And let's just solo them just to hear what they are sounding like. So these ones are pretty cool because they already have like reverb and stuff on them. That's like a left and right pair there. Got another left and right pair. So basically I'll just group these together like this, and then I can control their volumes as this group and this group independently.
I can't stop.
So let's mute the lead vocal and mix in those backgrounds.
I can't stop thinking.
As you can see, this one seems a little bit louder than this one. We may need to manually clip gain that down just a bit. So what we can do too is just play both of these together, solo both of these together, and just kind of feel if there's more sound coming on any one side. I feel like that's a little bit more balanced. Actually seems like, okay, this is actually the raw vocal here. And then this is the effect. But it sounds cool actually, so I'm gonna use it in that way. Let's make sure the raw vocal for this one is actually on the left, just to switch it up. So we'll do left and this one right. So for this one, it sounds like the wet signal is a little bit more than the dry signal, so it's turned on the wet a little bit. So something like that seems a little bit more balanced to me. Cool. And now let's mix those in with the rest of the music. like that balance. Let's hear it with the
to me. I can't stop thinking of when I saw your smile disappear. I can't stop replaying. Could I have done more? I can't imagine a world where you were not in it, but I'm living in it, and I'm the only.
So let's turn it up just a little bit more of this background vocal channel.
To me, I can't stop thinking of when I saw your smile disappear. I can't stop replaying. Could I have done more? I can't imagine a world where you were not in it, but I'm living in it, and I'm the only witness. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind drums.
I actually wanna make these background vocals just a little thicker that are on the chorus. I'm gonna send them to a doubler and just see if blending in some of the doubled signal kind of thickens them up a little bit more on the chorus. I really like how these ones are coming through though. Let's play the chorus background vocals here.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind drums with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. I can't stop thinking.
So that definitely thickened up the backgrounds just a little bit.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind drums with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom.
I may want to actually do the double on the lead vocal as well, just to give it some more three-dimensional characteristics.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind drums with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind drums with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lilies tie me down. I pretend that.
Sounds pretty cool. I think I think I may want to do like a doubler situation as well on the guitar. But something that is like almost pitched a little bit. Just because I feel like I want to thicken up the guitar just a bit more. So I'll probably do that with a aux channel. I'll just set up a random aux for the guitar. Let's see here. I'll do guitar double. And we'll send this to the music bus. And let's solo the guitar. I actually want to just check just to make sure that this thing is in phase. Just curious. So we just need to flip the phase on one of the channels just to see if we are good to go. So let's see. So it's definitely in phase because once I flipped it in mono, we lost a bunch of low end. So we're good to go there. So now I need to figure out, let's see, the plugin that we want to use to double this. Double this guitar. We don't want it to sound weird. We still want it to sound very acoustic, very authentic, but just bigger, fuller. So let's see. Trying to think what I should use. I think we have something in here that would actually help. Is it micro shift? Yeah, I think it's micro shift. Yeah, that's the plugin I'm looking for. So let's send a copy of this to the guitar double, wherever we see that bus. Cool. We'll just do a full send, and then we can just blend in this wet guitar double sound. We'll just make sure, yeah, that's 100% wet. So yeah, we're good to go. Cool, you already can hear some of that kind of detuning kind of sound. Cool. So as you can see right there, that just made the guitar so much more fuller. Let's blend this signal in with the rest of the mix.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can
kind of want to blend it in with just the music going. So that already thickened it up, but we may need to turn down the guitar slightly just because this will add some volume difference. Let's hear the bass and drums in. Let's put the vocals in just to hear how everything is fitting.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lilies tie me down. I pretend that it's a pretty red dress. I would be sad, but I have no regrets as I imagine my death.
really liking the balance so far. Let's hear it with the small monitors.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies.
Kind of just want the background vocals up just a little bit more now.
Down. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lilies tie me down. I pretend that it's a pretty red dress. I would be sad, but I have no regrets as I imagine my death.
Sounds good. All right, so let's mix in the octave up, octave down blended signal. We also have this harmony vocal we need to mix in. So kind of home stretch in terms of like solidifying mix one. So let's just like mute the drums, music, focus on the vocals.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat.
So usually when I blend these like octave vocals, I definitely want to switch to the oratones and just hear the mids, because we definitely don't want the affected like octave lower and octave higher vocals to overpower the lead vocal. We just want them to blend together. So let's blend it, listening to pretty much the mids only.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me.
The summer right there is as much as you would want.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lily.
Sounds kind of cool. Let's blend it all together.
The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lilies tie me down. I pretend the blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lilies tie me down. I pretend that it's a pretty red dress. I would be sad, but I have no regrets as I imagine my death next to your grave. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom.
I really like the blend. Let's hear what this harmony vocal is doing right here.
Body, I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me.
All right, cool. Let's throw a little auto tune on there. Sorry.
Wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom.
I think it's gonna be best to throw this with the background processing that I got going on. So let's do back two. Where's the back two bus? There it is. So it's gonna go through this processing here, which I think is gonna blend well with the lead vocal.
Wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom.
And then if we can't hear it enough, all we gotta do is just bring up the volume a little bit. So let's see, that section is right here.
Runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. I can't stop thinking of when I saw your smile disappear. I can't stop replaying. Could I have done more? I can't imagine a world where you were not in it, but I'm living in it, and I'm the only witness. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heart.
Kind of want to make this this drum lick right here. I don't want to make this louder. Just exaggerate it because you know it's kind of a drop in the music. So check this out.
The blood is running.
Just basically this right here.
Witness. The blood is.
What if we just brought this up a little bit?
Witness. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your.
It helps.
Witness. The blood is running down my.
Let's bring it down just a little bit more.
Witness. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel.
And then another thing that we can do is automate the reverb right here and just give it a lot of reverb as well. Make it feel like a real feel. So let's just bring it up 5 dB and see how that sounds.
Witness. The blood is running down my fingertips.
You go even more dramatic.
Witness. The blood is running down my fingertips.
Something like that. That's kind of cool. Let's hear the song from top. See if there's anything else we want to balance. I may actually start this sooner. Let's see where the track begins. Kind of starts right here. So you can do, sometimes if you get tracks that kind of don't start right at the beginning, all I did was I selected all in my group. So I'm selecting all tracks right now. I'm putting the cursor right here, right at the beginning of where I see audio starting for this song. And then I'll highlight all of this. Make sure you're in shuffle mode for Pro Tools and just click delete. Everything just shifted over and starts at the beginning of the song.
Red spider lilies crawling up your tombstone. I sit by it in hopes I'm not really alone. I touch the petals and pluck it from the ground. I whisper to it, please don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. The wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lilies tie me down. I pretend that it's a pretty red dress. I would be sad, but I have no regret.
To give the vocal a little bit more ambiance without it getting drowned out, we could experiment with giving it a little bit more reverb, but one thing I want to try is just giving it some delay. So let's send this to our delay plugin, to the delay bus, delay 1. Just kind of hear how it sounds. Just a little taste to feel like it's more singing in a bigger space.
Red spider lilies crawling up your tombstone. I sit by it in hopes I'm not really alone. I touch the.
So where's our delay? Here's our delay right here.
Red spider lilies crawling up your tombstone. I sit by it in hopes I'm not really touch the pedals and plug it from the ground. I whisper to it, please.
I think the feedback is a little bit long, so I'll just turn down the feedback on this.
Stone. I sit by it in hopes I'm not really alone. I touch the pedals and plug it from the ground. I whisper to it, please, don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heart.
And then to make this delay sound just a tad bit more realistic, we can send the delay to our plate reverb. Let's see where our plate is. Plate. And just give it some more, the delay, we want the sound of the delay actually in the same space that our vocal is. So that's why we're sending the delay plug into the reverb right now.
Red spider lilies crawling up your tombstone. I sit by it in hopes I'm not really alone. I touch the pedal.
Cool, so now we got that characteristic. Let's hear how this sounds in the mix.
Red spider lilies crawling up your tombstone. I sit by it.
And then let's take off the delay to see a difference.
Red spider lilies crawling up your tombstone.
It's more direct, more in your face. Put it back on.
Red spider lilies crawling up your tombstone. I sit by it in hopes I'm not really alone. I touch the pedals and plug it from the ground. I whisper to it, please, don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel.
It sounds a little bit more ethereal, which is kind of cool, so we'll keep it in.
Red spider lilies tie me down.
Then we need to do a headphone check. Let's just listen to how the mix is sounding on the headphones one time. See if there's any balance changes. But generally, I would say we're in a pretty good spot for this mix.
Red spider lilies crawling up your tombstone. I sit by it in hopes I'm not really alone. I touch the pedals and plug it from the ground. I whisper to it, please, don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. And drums with your body, I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lilies tie me down. I pretend that it's a pretty red dress. I would be sad, but I have no.
I think one thing I want to do is like add a kind of like a delay to the drums to make them sound like a stereo kind of ping pong delay, kind of make them sound a little bit more ambient. This is going to be interesting. Like I don't really process drums like this too often, but because they already gave me some very kind of processed drums already, it's allowing me to experiment in this lane, in this sound a bit more. Let's go to drums. So I want to solo this. Yeah, so let's just do a basic H delay, nothing crazy. We'll send the output of this to our drums. And this is totally an experiment. Probably want to do, let's try this. See how it sounds. I don't think it's going anywhere. Oh no, sorry. Wrong send. One drum delay. Yeah, you hear that ping pong left and right thing? That's kind of what I'm going for, so. So that could work. Because this is a drum set track, you know, very rhythmic. We don't want a lot of feedback feeding into the drums. It's just gonna take away from the punch of the drums themselves. But let's hear how this sounds in the context of the mix.
Red spider lilies crawling up your tombstone. I sit by it in hopes I'm not really alone. I touch the petals and pluck it from the ground. I whisper to it, please don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lilies tie me down. I pretend that it's a pretty red dress. I would be sad, but I have no regrets as I imagine my death next to your grave. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon.
Kind of like that. Gives the drum just a little bit more vibe. I think I may increase the bass slightly.
Not really alone. I touch the petals and pluck it from the ground. I whisper to it, please don't let me be found. The blood is running down my fingertips. I can almost feel your heartbeat. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Off the wind runs with your body. I can almost hear you breathe. Red spider lilies bloom as you abandon me. Red spider lilies tie me down. I pretend that it's a pretty red dress.
Like it. So I think for now we are gonna work with that. I'm really liking this. Let's bounce a version of it and stay tuned for any other videos coming up. But I think we are pretty much good with this one. Let's see. Red spider lilies mix one. Bounce it. Thank you guys as always for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss the next time I post some very insightful and helpful mixing tips, knowledge, even the behind the scenes of some of these mixes that I do. Hope to see you guys soon. Peace. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're someone who is looking to take your mixing game to the next level, which I assume you are since you made it all the way to this point, I wanted to give back and give you a free gift just for watching. I have a mini course on my website. It's called 6 Mix Finalizers, and I'm gonna show you the 6 different processes that I use to finalize my mixes and give me confidence in knowing that my mix is complete and ready to send to any client that I'm working with. So in whatever stage you are with your mixes currently, whether you feel you aren't mixing them the best that you can be, maybe you're not so confident in the balance of your mix or just how certain things are sitting, these 6 different processes that you can do and learn are really going to help you identify when you are actually complete with your mix. So if you would like to go check out that mini course, it's available for free as a gift from me to you on my website. Just click the link in my description below to download that mini course and take it. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you learned from today. Let me know what you are struggling with currently right now, mixing wise, so I can either reply to you right away or do a video on that ASAP. And subscribe and like this video, of course, so that more of my videos, as I continue to post and share, will show in your algorithm and you won't miss out on the next ones and the next education opportunity and moment. So without further ado, thank you again for watching. My name is Princeton Brown from Sonic Gold Productions, here to turn your music into Sonic Gold. I'll see you again soon. Peace.